Hi guys, Assalamualaikum and welcome back to my channel. Today is my first video of my Ramadan diaries. It's officially day 5 of Ramadan for me. For some of you it may be day 6. So I wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek into what a day in my life looks like when I'm not reading in Ramadan. You'll see my usual routines, what I spend my time on, and just how I balance everything while fasting. And you'll get some behind the scenes of my content creation journey. I'll also share a few things I usually do instead of reading that helps me stay productive and energized in Ramadan. So let's get comfortable and get straight into it. My pen was stabbing on the side. But I'm gonna start off by telling you guys things that you can't be doing while you're on your period. And obviously, on your period, you can't be fasting, which I'm not at the moment. So you can't fast while you're on your period, but the intention still counts. The Prophet ﷺ said that you get the reward for the intention of fasting and you can make up for the fast later as qada. So you get reward for not fasting, you get reward for the intention of fasting, and you get the reward for when you do keep the qada. Like, hello, like how easy is Islam, guys? Then you can't pray salah in general. You can't pray salah. You can't perform the 5 daily salahs, but you're not sinful for missing them, and you don't have to pray qada for any of them. The reward comes from maintaining your regular habits and intentions when you can pray. So just imagine, like, we literally just get reward just for having the intention of doing something, even if we're unable to do it. So one thing that I normally like to do in Ramadan, I will say I don't do this all the time. It just depends on like my schedule, which is wrong. Like, in general, I normally schedule my life around Salah, but then like when I'm not reading, I'm sleeping most of the time. So one thing that I normally do is I'll sit and read dhikr. So one thing that's recommended to do is the same amount of time that you would be reading that salah for, you can spend doing dhikr, maybe learning a hadith, reading adhkar, stuff like that, istighfar, durood. You can spend time doing stuff like that there. Then you can't touch and recite the Quran in Arabic. Women on their period are exempt from touching the Quran or reciting the Quran directly, but you can still read translations or listen to recitations. So I'm currently reading the English version of the Quran, which you can do also. And you can listen to Quran recitations. But with me personally, since I know a lot of the surahs because I'm becoming a hafidah, I'll forget that I'm not supposed to be reading, and randomly I just start reading. Yesterday I was listening to Surah Luqman by Yasir al-Dasari, and everyone knows this ayat because it was like trending on TikTok. And I just started reading. I'm like, oh my god, wait, astaghfirullah, I'm not supposed to be reading. Then you can't enter the masjid for salah. You cannot enter the mosque for congregational prayers when menstruating, but you can still participate in spiritual learning or dhikr outside, or you can just stay at home during this time and you can make dhikr at home. So even though we can't do these acts while we're on our period, Islam emphasizes that the reward comes from the intention. For example, making qada fast later or keeping up with your dhikr and other forms of worship earns you reward too. It's a reminder that Allah values your intention, not just the act itself. So today I'm going to show you what I do when I'm not reading. I don't want you guys to feel pressured by this year because firstly, I have been trying to change and become a better Muslim for years. Especially, like, if there's rewards watching this year, or like this is the Ramadan where you want to start changing, the Ramadan where you want to be better. I don't want you guys to put too much pressure on yourself and just try to do everything at once. You should rather start off with something small and consistent. I think I made a video about how Allah Ta'ala loves consistency, even if it's small, over big deeds that are done only occasionally. So the way that I came to where I am is I started off with something small and then I started building on it. And you want to be able to carry on doing these things after Ramadan also, not just in Ramadan. So yeah, don't feel pressured at all. Start small, guys. And I know that everyone will have the flexibility I have to do all of these things. Don't put pressure on yourself. Allah knows what's in our hearts, Allah knows our intentions, but this is just to help the girls out. And if you do have the free time, now you know what you can do in that free time. So let's get into it. So I like to open my windows every day just because it's currently summer where I am. So it's really hot. And then I made myself some ginger tea. First, I infused the water with ginger, and then I made boiled tea on the stove because I am Indian and I cannot drink normal boiled water kettle tea. For the past week, my throat has been really sore when I wake up in the morning, so the ginger tea normally helps with that there. And then I just strained it out because there was like really fine ginger in it, even though that other like glass teapot I had does kind of have a strainer, but some of it like was able to get through the holes, and this like sieve is much more finer. Then normally this is the time where I would read my duha salah, but instead I'm just making some dhikr. And then after that I do my Duolingo, and I have this other vocabulary app that I recently downloaded also to help me with like no like I am like fluent in English, and English is my main language, but it's just to help me with like other bigger words or like to learn things. I love learning things. So I'm currently learning Arabic on Duolingo just because I want to understand the Quran. And then I'm also doing French because I'm actually wanting to rewatch one of my favorite series, Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir. And the original is in French, and I know it's a children's show, but just leave me alone, okay? I just want to watch it in French. And then I saw this other Arabic app on Instagram, and it's kind of similar to Duolingo, except I'm actually liking it more because like I can already read and write Arabic because I read Quran and I already know how it sounds. So this one here was much better because like it was on a different level compared to the Duolingo one. I know that it's probably my fault with like whatever settings I chose, but I don't know how to change it. Then around this time is when I start videoing. I plan out whatever videos or content I have to get for the day, and then it comes to my least favorite task. I say this as I'm doing it now, which is editing. Because why does editing take so long? Tell me why I'm spending over an hour editing a 20-minute video. Like, it's the most frustrating thing ever. Even like the short form content videos, it takes so long to do. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I don't know why for some reason after I export it, it's like my quality decreases. And I know I am using quite the old phone camera, but like when I'm videoing the stuff in my camera roll, it's fine. And then when I change the export settings in CapCut, it messes up my quality even more. During a certain time, I read some more dhikr also, just like spending the same amount of time that I normally would be reading asr to read dhikr, keep the connection with Allah Ta'ala. Then I go and work out. So normally I work out in the mornings, or if I don't get time in the morning, then I'll work out at night. But I've been working out around this time, just before iftar, just because like it's Ramadan, even though I'm not fasting. Then I end up setting the table. On this day, I had family come over, so there was a lot of plates to be set. And I was low-key kind of shy to video in front of them because they were all in the kitchen. So yeah, but I just done it. I just done it. They was mind their own business. And then I was sorting out savories to put in the oven. And then this is not my food. It's my daddy's. And I sit and listen to Quran after iftar, and then I go and sleep again. Guys, I promise I don't only sleep, okay? And then I wake up and I make some more dhikr. This would be the time I'll be reading Isha and Taraweeh. Normally after Tarawih is when I would be reading my Quran, but because I can't read Quran, I'm reading this English translation Quran. So the whole thing is about 500 pages. So normally I like bleed for like 10 days or so. So I'm reading 50 pages a day to finish it. And then I've been watching the Umar Sulaiman videos. I watch his videos every year in Ramadan. They're so good. And I wanted to do the 99 names by myself. And it's just so happened that this year his videos are on the 99 names. And you know, his series are always so eye opening and so educational. Like, I just love it so much. And like, when I was becoming a better Muslim, I used to watch so much of his lectures. I'm happy to say that I am the Muslim that I am today because of him, Mufti Menk, and Noman Ali Khan. And you know, they just made my life so much better. Oh, and Dunya Shuaib. And then in my family, we set the sari table the night before. I don't know why, but we just do it. So again, I was doing this year because I want all of the reward I can get. And so I'm just sat in the study table. By the way, this is probably at 12 o'clock at night. Everyone was asleep, and I was trying to be as quiet as I possibly could to set the study table. And so I first put like the sugar, salt, all of that, and then the Tupperwares with all of the stuff in it. And then I put like everyone's mugs and their spoons and all of that there. The reason why they like all close together is because you'll see I'll cover it with a net because you know, it's not nice to like leave things open overnight or like dishes and that, because dust can go into it, something like this, insects, you know, something and something will happen. So we just cover it with the like this net. Even when I set the iftar table, then I put a net over it just so that it's clean. Like, I just pull the net off, well, not pull it off, because then if I pull it off, everything is going to go flying everywhere, but delicately remove everything, and then it's ready. And then I'm just doing my second round of dhikr for the day. And then this was supposed to be my alarm for Qiyamul Layl, but I was already up. So even though there are things that we can't do on our period, there's so much that we can do to stay spiritually connected and productive things during Ramadan. Here are some ideas. I know I said some things at the beginning of the video, but here's a more in-depth alternative for the things. So you can read dhikr and dua. You can spend time remembering Allah, reciting tasbih, or making heartfelt dua. These acts carry immense reward. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The most beloved to deeds, the most beloved deeds to Allah are the most consistent, even if they are small." Another thing that you also can do is, like I said, you can read istighfar, and you can also send durood upon the Prophet salawat. And next, you can also listen to Quran and Islamic lectures. You can listen to the recitations or tafsir. So tafsir is the English translation of the Quran, which keeps your heart connected to the Quran. This is a great way to learn and reflect even when you can't touch the Quran directly. So what you can do is, there are so many videos that talk about the translations of the Quran, and they basically explain the stories of each surah. And you can even start Quran journaling. There are so many people on YouTube that have Quran journaling videos. One of my goals for this year is to also start Quran journaling. I'm actually trying to learn Arabic, as you saw in my video, and I am trying to learn it so that I can understand the Quran when I'm reading it, because since I am doing hifz, I would also like to understand and know what I'm reading so that the Quran can live in my heart and I can basically love the Quran. So yeah. Then you can also give charity and help others. Engaging in acts of kindness and charity is highly rewarded, especially in Ramadan. You can donate, volunteer, or simply support someone in need. So me personally, right, I will be fighting to do everything I possibly can to help everyone in Ramadan. Again, don't put pressure on yourself. This is just me. And well, I haven't been reading the whole of Ramadan so far, so I do have the energy to do these things. But I will be fighting my sister to set the iftar table, because I put water in every single person's glass and I'll put dates on their plates just so I can get that extra reward. I will be willing to do anything and everything just so I can get that extra reward. Like, you're supposed to be competing to get the most amount of reward all the time and doing the most amount of good deeds that you can. So I will help everyone. So I know, like, when I am fasting, I get hangry and I cannot function without food. So I will try to control my anger just for that time, and I will still try to help as much as I can. You can also study Islamic books, watch beneficial lectures, or do other educational activities. Seeking knowledge is rewarding in Islam and is something that you can do any day. So I like to normally watch stories about the prophets, and every year, like, I will try to update my knowledge or like refresh my memory, because, like, we can't forget there are so many history books out there. You can also there's so many audiobooks. I'll put up the app of the audiobook app that I use, and also the tafsir app that has the stories, dramatized stories of the Quran, which I normally listen to when I am working out. Because, like, before, I used to listen to music when I would work out, but I have been trying to quit music for years. The last 3 years have actually been really good. um, I've actually been able to cope without music, and now I would listen to Quran instead, or the tafsir of the Quran. And then you can also plan and organize. Use this time to organize your schedule, plan your Ramadan goals, or prepare content if you're a creator like me. Productive planning is rewarded if done with the right intention. The key is intention. Even if you can't fast or pray in the usual way, focusing on dhikr, learning, and helping others, and planning your day still brings reward. It's all about staying consistent, even in small ways. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video for today. If you guys have any other tips or things that you do when you're not reading, you can comment it down below and we can help each other out. If you guys also have any questions, if you're interested in Islam, if you're still confused about things, please feel free to leave it down below, and I will try my best to answer you in the way that I know best, and I will try to get authenticated references, because there's so much information out there. You don't know what to believe, what's real, what's made up. So I will try my best to give you guys the best advice I can, and I hope that you liked today's video, and you guys stay tuned for the rest of my Ramadan diaries. Assalamu alaikum.